As you know, every second Monday of the month, LW Pharmacy School brings you a monthly free crash course, right? Every second Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have a free crash course, okay? This video is going to shoot live. And so you will have the opportunity at the very end to ask some questions. If you do not know the information or the way to contact us, here is the information right here. LW Pharmacy School, 903-295-5933, extension 1. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and we're also on YouTube at LW Pharmacy School. Just type LW Pharmacy School in and we pop up on every platform, okay? Tonight, you guys voted drug laws, and that's what I'm going to give you tonight. I have something really fun in store for us tonight. We're going to do something a little different that we've never done before. Typically, I kind of have a game for you, but tonight I want to open the floor up and allow you to ask some questions to me. I realize that some of you guys are not getting your questions answered when you're studying, and maybe you are going to study buddies or whatever, and you're not always getting your questions answered. So I want to make sure that I make myself available for you for that tonight, okay? If you have a friend who is studying for the PTCB or the EXCPT exam, tag them. Call them, text them, let them know, hop on. This is something that they do not want to miss, okay? We're going to get started. So when you are thinking about the drug laws and how like drug laws work and everything like that, let me turn my phone off before somebody calls. When you are working and learning your laws, you want to know the difference between laws and ethics, because it's very easy to run the two together, okay? So what is the difference between laws and ethics? Ethics is a standard or a study of standards and moral judgment, okay? It's typically influenced by a group, society, a philosophy, religion, or profession, okay? And so as technicians, we have a code of ethics that you should know as a technician. If that's something you would like for me to send you, I can also post it on our social media, the code of ethics for technicians, okay? Please remember that as a technician, your first consideration is to ensure the health and safety of the patient. In a pharmacy technician is supposed to support and promote honesty, integrity in the profession, okay? So you want to make sure that at all times that you are operating in honesty and that you are operating in a mode of integrity, which means that you can be trusted, right, at any given time, okay? We also know that our goal is to do no harm. As a technician, we don't want to do any harm to any patient at any time for any reason, right? So a pharmacy technician's first consideration is to ensure the health and safety of the patient, and a pharmacy technician must support and promote honesty and integrity in the profession, okay? If we had more time, I would tell you a story, but since we don't, I'm gonna keep it strictly connected to what our PowerPoints are, because I wanna make sure that at the end we can kind of open the floor up for to kind of talk and kind of share some things, okay? I'm gonna also make sure that I keep my chat open so I can see if you guys are typing or messaging me. Feel free to message each other while you're in the chat as well, and you can message me your questions and I'll answer them towards the end, okay? Pharmacy law and prescribing authorities, okay? As a technician, you need to know the doctors who can actually prescribe prescriptions, okay? So the doctors that can prescribe and write prescriptions are medical doctors, physician assistants, nurse practitioners, the dentist, okay, optometrist, okay? You also have chiropractors. You don't see them on this list, okay? If they're not on this list, they cannot prescribe medication for any reason, okay? Chiropractors, is a separate type of practice, and unfortunately, they don't have the credentials or the education in pharmacy to be able to write prescriptions, okay? Does everybody understand that? Okay. Another thing you want to know in pharmacy is that federal law takes precedence over state laws unless the state law is stricter than the federal law, okay? In which cases the state law takes precedence. So that means that whatever law is stricter, okay? So let's say your state allows, this is just an example, your state allows individuals to purchase controlled substance without a prescription, but the federal law requires a prescription for controlled substance. Then we have to go with the federal law, okay? And let's say, that the federal law doesn't require a prescription for OTCs, but the state law does. Then we go with the state law. Whatever law is the strictest law, that is the law that you must follow. And that's what you need to know. If you are in another state outside of Texas, or if you're not here, then you want to make sure that you learn your laws. I will be very honest and transparent with you and tell you that the information that I give you is on a national level. However, you still need to make sure that you do your research to learn your laws. Okay. I've only practiced in the state of Texas, so I'm very familiar with the laws here, and we're very strict in Texas, and everybody knows that. Don't mess with Texas. But you still want to learn your laws if you are, in California, or if you're in Florida, wherever you may be. You want to make sure that you know your laws and what the expectations of you as a pharmacy technician are. Okay. The next one is legislation that has affected pharmacy. What I've done for you all, because everybody's always like, Lindsay, can you just underline the information, or can you just give me the pointers that I need so I can be, as productive and I can remember this stuff. I just want to remember what I need to know. So I've underlined keywords for you. Now I'm going to read everything, but I want you to pay attention to what I've underlined. Okay. You can write this down and try to memorize it as much as you possibly can. Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906, it is the law that prohibits the interstate transportation of sale of adulterated or misbranded food or drugs. Okay, so the FDA don't just watch over the drugs; they also govern the food, right? So you want to make sure that you remember that this law prohibits the interstate transportation or sale of adulterated or misbranded food or drugs. What does adulterated and misbranded mean? Okay, so adulterated, and I'm going to read this to you right from my book, so that way we can make sure. Oh, and again, my yellow book is the book that I use. Okay, and I knew someone would ask. Okay, adulteration just basically means that it is something that is unsafe. Okay, so if it's adulterated, that means that it's not safe for you to use. Okay, and then misbranding could possibly mean that they have not, the medication may have not been labeled correctly, or that it does not give the warning, like if they're taking a controlled substance, and the controlled substance prescription has to say warning, maybe habit forming. Okay, so if the manufacturer does not give the customer or the patient enough information about the drug and be transparent, that's misbranding. It's like misleading. It's like you know something could go wrong and you're not sharing that information. That would be misbranding, right? The next one is Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act of 1938. Okay, you need to know that this drug or this law was created by the FDA. Okay, it requires all new drug applications to be filed with the FDA. Okay, all new drug applications must be filed with the FDA. Okay, and it also clearly defines adulteration and misbranding. So that means that it makes it very clear that you have to come correct if you are trying to get a new drug on the market here, right? Okay. The next one is manufacturer drug labeling. Manufacturer drug labeling. The following information is required on all manufacturers' drug labels. Okay. The name and the place of the manufacturer, the packer or the distributor, the national drug code number. Does everybody know what the NDC number is? Does everybody know what that NDC number is? Hopefully you guys understand the NDC number, okay? The NDC number is an 11-digit number, okay? And you need to identify what the NDC number is and how it is used in pharmacy. Please know that every drug has an NDC number. Every drug. There's not one drug that does not have an NDC number, okay? And so you want to make sure that you know what the NDC number is and that you can actually identify it on the bottle when you see it. Last but not least is the expiration date. Every manufacturer drug label must have an expiration date, okay? No matter what, we need an expiration date on that drug. The next law is going to be the Durham Humphrey Act of 1951. As always, continue to do what you're doing. You guys are very smart. You guys are on the right track. You are doing something in your life that you've never done before, okay? And you may say, well, I've taken this test before and I haven't